Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I am excited to be here with you all today. My name is Jen Haugen. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. And today I'm going to share with you nutrition for bone health. What foods work great for bone health? So I know many of you maybe don't think about bone health, but if you think about, as we age and then someone that breaks a hip, for example, because of a fall, we want to keep our bones strong. And I'm going to share with you how you can do that today with certain groups of foods that are specifically tailored to bone health. So, as you're watching, I want you to think about, have you been taking care of your bones well? And did you know that the only bones that you can actually see are your teeth? But your teeth are all that's made of the same material that your bones are in your body. So taking care of your bones, taking care of your teeth, these foods will help you do both. Now, you may think I'm too busy to worry about my bones and things like that. This is a really important spot to be thinking about it, especially as a woman, because bone mass actually decreases with age. And especially this is important for women because they go through menopause, and menopause really kind of changes the bones a bit. So the health and the strength of our bones really rely on what we're eating, what nutrients are in those specific foods that contribute to bone health, and then what our exercise is like. So I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 key areas of nutrients to make sure you're including in your day to help you with your bone health. There are lots of different nutrients for bone health, but I'm going to be discussing 4 of them. And what I also have for you is I have this ultimate guide to nutrition and bone health that I'm going to be having on my website, and you can purchase it. And it's going to include recipes. It's going to go deep dive into the different nutrients as well as exercise. So definitely go to midwestgoodness.com and you'll be finding that under the shop page where you can see the digital downloads. So you will be able to learn a lot more, especially if you're, one of those people that's concerned about bone health. Maybe you've already had discussions with your doctor about bone health. There are some things like these things that I'm going to discuss that you can do with prevention as well and support for your bones. So let's dive in here. And the first thing I want to share too is I do have the best foods for bone health, a quick little handout that I will be posting on my blog, midwestgoodness.com. So you'll see that and you'll be able to download this, but the actual guide, the ultimate guide, you'll find under my shop page. But let's dive into the foods for bone health. So the first one I want to share is all about calcium. So calcium is one of the most abundant minerals in the body, and it's mostly stored in our bones and teeth. So I want you to think about, do you eat enough calcium over the course of a day? Do you drink enough? There's different sources of calcium that you can get from different types of foods and beverages. So when you are thinking about your milk intake, for example, milk is one of the best sources of calcium. And calcium is just so important to building those bones and keeping them strong. So if you are drinking a milk made from dairy, you're going to find that it has about 300 milligrams of calcium per 8-ounce serving. And I do have all of the amounts of what you need inside that ultimate guide. So you'll be able to find that on my shop page, midwestgoodness.com. So you'll be able to see those specific numbers. But dairy milk is really a great thing. So including it 3 times a day is really going to help you get close to what you need for your bones. And that also goes with other things that are made from milk. So for example, cheese. Cheese is also a really good source of calcium, but you also need to think about how you're using that. You don't necessarily want to have like 9 cups of cheese every day. But you can definitely, add a slice here or there. So milk that comes from cows is the highest source of calcium. If you are drinking plant-based milks like your almond milk, oat milk, cashew milk, all those different types, rice milk, you definitely need to take a look. They're not going to naturally have calcium in them. And a lot of times it's added, but a lot of times also the calcium will settle into the bottom of the container of those milks. And so if you don't shake it up, it's probably all going to sit on the bottom. So you need to make sure you shake it up really well. But your best calcium is going to come from the dairy milks that you're going to find. So I like to use skim, 1%. Those are the best for heart health as well. And then, of course, you can also find calcium in your dark leafy greens. You can find it in sardines, and sardines specifically because you are actually eating the bones when you are consuming sardines. And then some cereals also have added calcium that they've added onto the cereal as well. So that is the first portion here. There are other sources of calcium, but those are like the main ones that I want to go over. Oh, and yogurt. Don't forget about yogurt. Yogurt, cheese, and milk. All right. So the next portion I want to talk about is protein. Now, protein is important for bone health. And you might wonder why. And it's because it helps with prevention of osteoporosis. It gives the bones, or gives bones, their strength and flexibility. It's also a big component in your muscles, which is necessary to move around and also help in preventing falls. So when your muscles are working well, not as great of a chance of a fall too. So where do you find protein? You find it in different types of meat. So you have beef, pork, chicken, fish, turkey. Those are all different sources of protein. They're all great sources of protein. And a 3-ounce portion is a portion. It's about the size of a deck of cards. So if you are wondering like, oh, what about that 8-ounce steak? Well, you don't necessarily need 8 ounces because your body takes more time to process all that. And really 3 ounces a couple times a day is really all you need. So you have your meats and fish, and you also have sources of protein inside that dairy. So again, another plug for drinking milk from dairy, eating cheese, having yogurt. Those are all good sources of protein. And then beans and legumes are also really good sources. So when you're incorporating beans into soups and maybe you're putting them on your salads and things like that, that's also going to be helpful to you too. And then we have magnesium. So magnesium is another mineral. And what you're going to find with that is it helps with the structure development of the bone. So if you ever look, maybe you have or haven't, but if you looked at a microscope and bone underneath the microscope, it actually looks like a whole bunch of weaved together types of material. And that magnesium is a part of that. And it also plays a role in transporting that calcium to the bone. So we need magnesium as well. And we have about 50 to 60% of the magnesium in our body is actually in our bones. So we do need it. You can find it in green leafy vegetables. You can find it in legumes, nuts and seeds, and whole grains. So you can kind of see like how bone health is also contributing to a balanced type of way of eating. You don't want to eliminate things because you're going to miss out on some really key nutrients that will help you with strong bone health. And then last but not least, vitamin D. Now we know vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin, right? So when you're outside and the sun is hitting your skin, there's a conversion that happens and it helps with the absorption of vitamin D and creating that in your body. It is the vitamin that promotes calcium absorption. So it really assists in the maintenance of calcium in your bloodstream as well as in your bones. And it helps with normal bone mineralization. So you can find it in the sun, but also there is vitamin D in fatty fish like salmon. And fatty fish means like it has a higher fat content. So salmon, tuna, mackerel tend to be those. And then also egg yolks. So eggs are not, bad to be eating because you can definitely get a source of vitamin D. Mushrooms, and then cheese also has vitamin D in it as well. So this is a great, just a little synopsis of what are the best foods for bone health. Now, if you're looking for ways to include them, how you want to structure them in recipes, definitely, I can help you as a registered dietitian. And this is a guide that I've created that's called the Ultimate Guide to Nutrition for Bone Health, and it does include the nutrients that I shared. It includes tips on exercise, it includes recipes, and you'll be finding that on midwestgoodness.com under the shop page. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I want you to just kind of think about this recap of, do you take care or think about your bone health? Have you discussed that at all with your doctor? Is it something that is concerning to you? You know, it's definitely something to think about and actively work on. So using the foods that I shared here can really help you with those. Of course, talking with your doctor is great too, because you want to know if there is any need for supplementation of any type as well, based on your specific situation. And you can find this handout on my website. You'll be able to grab that and download it, along with more ideas for you for your keeping healthy bones. So even when you're busy, make sure to take care of you, and including, you know, your bones and teeth as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.